Anyway, like I was saying, the old military, the bars, those two bars on the shirts, those were made of real silver and real gold. What would get a lot of Nixon, what would get Nixon and a lot of the military people that were trying to pretend to be military people was basically that they would have cheap plated steel bars on their shirts. And a military officer, a German military officer, would just be like, "Here, let me see your bars, real quick." And all the fake people would be like, "Nah, you can't see my bars." The real military people would be like, "For inspection." And a German officer would take the bars and just go on it and make sure that there was real silver, because we knew that all of our real things were real silver and real gold. You just take them, just take it, and just kind of like they would watch, and they would watch them. Just take it and go like, and just scrape off a little bit of it and make sure that it was real. You know, because all the real military officers used real gold, real silver, real everything. And it wasn't until 1940s, 1950s, and Jimmy Carter, Nixon, and everybody else that they were trying to get away with doing the fake stuff. And so that's why a lot of people would got caught by the German military, because they would be like, and my German officers would be like, "We don't recognize you. Who are you?" I'd be like, "Oh, I just moved in. Here's my paperwork." And they would be like, "Huh, from home office, eh? Let me see your bars. Not your balls, but your bars." They would take, and they'd be like, "Nah." Like, "We're going to take them." Anyway, any real German military officer would give them with pride. And yep, they're real. And then you'd walk through and everything else, and you'd be like, "All right, we'll call in and make sure that this is legit and all that," but it probably is. So anyway, we used real metal and all that stuff, and it actually caught quite a few fakes, in our German military and all our services, like even the stars, like I say, I mean, maybe not nowadays because everything's gone cheap since 1940 or 1950 or 1960, but in the old days, you could take one of those stars off, you could take your knife, and you could scrape it. We're gonna see how real you are. And if it scraped through, yeah, we're going to be talking a while longer. And that's how it went down. Because real military used real silver stars, real silver eagles, and you could do that with a pilot too. I mean, you could get away with it in the public. You could get away with walking around with an eagle and everything else like that in the public, and the public wouldn't really notice anything. You might get free food or free something, or a deal on a car. But you walk up to a military base and they'd go, "Shk." Yeah, go over there. Go sit over there. Be with you in a minute. Call in on your paperwork. Anyway, that got a lot of people in trouble because we used real silver and real gold. So, like I say, if you ever see a Civil War or World War I or World War II era uniform, and you can't just take the bars and just go shik, and if it scrapes through, then they're plated and it was a fake. They made a lot of fake ones later on, but the real World War I and World War II used real silver, real gold. And only the military people knew that, though. So, anyway, eventually they found out, of course, and they started making fake stuff. So, I mean, real fake stuff. It caught them forever. It caught them for years. They're like, "Well, how'd they know?" Anyway, and of course we'd hold them for quite a while before we let them go, because then they find out that you guys you submit your bars for inspection. And you'll see stuff like that. Well, I submitted my bars for inspection, because you didn't start out with 2 bars. You started out with nothing, and that was ranked 0. And then you worked your way up to the 2 bars. And then when you got your 2 bars, you wore them with distinction, and everybody saw you were a distinguished military officer. Anyway, for years of service, and then after you were done with service, you could take them and melt them down or whatever. Anyway, yeah. Or even get them replaced for the plated ones, which everyone else had. So, anyway, though, but that was, that was World War I, World War II, and Civil Wars and all that. And there was mostly buildings, so, yeah, mining, that kind of stuff. Yeah, little things I know that other people didn't. But anyway, but then they found out, and like I said, Nixon, JFK, and even George W. Bush tried to get into my military forever. And it's like, nope, you're not getting in. Nope, you're not getting in. Can't even pass the exams. Like, they were just fake people. George W. Bush, I don't think he actually even ever flew a plane, actually. It's not in the war. Not in the official war. Maybe inside some attack or whatever. George W. Bush isn't even old enough. Like he says, World War, blah, 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 blah. It's like, you're not old enough? Like, that happened like 80 or 100 years ago? Like, that was World War I, World War II. So, George W. Bush, Sr., whatever, he was a fake liar. I mean, the war happened a long time ago, kid. Like, it didn't happen anytime recently, that's for sure. And I mean, unless you're talking about the Korean War or whatever, but that was basically just a bunch of people just trying to torture a bunch of Chinese. Anyway, and that's not actually a real world war. That was just some bunch of Americans basically just taking some old vintage planes and going and wrecking some people that didn't have planes or whatever. And I think they got shot down a lot. Anyway, I don't really know, and I really don't care. But there's a difference between real and not real. I'm the real Lucifer. Lusifer Star. So, yeah. Anyway. And they were not the real president or leader of any country. So, but living inside the leader's house, pretending to be Lucifer Star, something. They guessed my name. It's like, nope, still don't got it. Still wrong. My name's not Trumpy either. It's Lusifer Star. That's the name that matters. So, my name. I'm not just someone you can just mess around with. The creator of humanity and 12 races. So, anyway.